What's going on, guys? My name is Tyler. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be going over some breaking news about AMC as a business, and this is more of a fundamental breaking news kind of thing that we have to go over, but the fundamentals are very important because the higher AMC is valued, the less likelihood it is to fall back down to these pre-run-up prices, the more likely we are to see other hedge funds, institutions, or long-term investors buy into the stock, which is very important for the overall movement. But another portion of this video, I do want to go over how long I do think the AMC short squeeze will last and what to do with the tendies once they are printed, because as an investor, you guys should be investing until you're about 60 to 65 years old. There's really no in between. If you start, there's no point to quit even if you do make a lot of money. Yes, take some off the table, treat yourself, treat your family, do what you have to do, but it's very important to stay in the game and let your money continue to work for you. So I do think this is very important because I do think we're within a couple of months at least of seeing this actual short squeeze without putting any dates on it. That's just my opinion. And let's get into the video. Hit that like button for me, as well as consider subscribing to the channel and sticking around a while. With that being said, guys, let's get into the breaking news. First things first, AMC Theaters sees new post-pandemic attendance record. AMC Entertainment Holdings said its AMC Theaters broke its previous pre-opening weekend attendance records. The company said for the first time in 3 weeks and the third time since Memorial Day weekend, it recorded its busiest weekend attendance numbers in the last 16 months, with 3.2 million people watched movies at its U.S. and international theater locations between Thursday and Sunday. AMC said the industry box office was led by Black Widow, which opened an estimated $80 million for its opening weekend in U.S. and Canada. 8 of the top 10 busiest theaters in the U.S. across the whole movie theater industry were AMC's. In the U.S. on Thursday through Sunday, AMC had more than 2.5 million guests, a new post-reopening record. Internationally, more than 650,000 people visited AMC theaters in Europe and in the Middle East, also a post-reopening record. Now, this is very important. Like I said, we did see a drop in the day today, down about 8%, 8 and some change, and that simply is due to manipulation, fraud, and corruption that's going on behind the scenes of AMC stock. Specifically, I do think there is a lot of synthetic short positions that were taken on today, as well as a decent amount of legal short positions, but we will not know this full data until Wednesday because of the T+2 settlement time. But some people, they comment on these videos, they're like, the fundamental valuation does not matter when it comes down to the short squeeze, which it doesn't, but it does at the same time. And this is something everybody has to be made aware about. And when it does come down to the blockbuster numbers that we see on these given weekends with a lot of big films, F9, now with Black Widow, it is very important because, like this article says, 8 out of the top 10 busiest theaters in the US were AMC theaters. So most of this revenue is going to AMC, and that helps to justify AMC's valuation a little bit higher and price in a little bit better future expectations for earnings. But also, why is that important? Yes, the short squeeze is shorts covering their shorted positions. That is the most important thing. But the fundamental valuation, if AMC was fundamentally valued at, say, $30 per share, they are currently at about $41, $42 per share. You have a lot less potential downside if you are a hedge fund or institution looking to play the short squeeze, because you're theoretically only going to fall back down to that price where AMC is fundamentally valued at. So it really comes down to the risk reward ratio, and especially once the short squeeze does happen, if you stand to potentially make 1,000 to 10,000% in a short squeeze, and you potentially stand to lose 30% on a potential downside effect, I think people would be more likely and more inclined to invest in AMC stock for the short squeeze, specifically hedge funds and institutions with the most capital to play around in the short squeeze when it does come down to it. So that is why it is so important. In a nutshell, I could go a lot deeper than that, but that is pretty much what you guys do need to know. Now, as far as how long the short squeeze will actually happen, this is very simple. It's going to be fast. It's going to be hard. We're going to go up a lot within the span of just a couple of days. The Volkswagen short squeeze, as well as the GameStop short squeeze, lasted about 3 to 4 days. So that is what I would expect from the start to the finish, about 4 days on the low end, about 3 days on the high end, maybe even 5 days. But on average, you're going to see probably about 4 days of actual short squeezing. Also, as to how high I think AMC could go, I think this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. We own so much of the stock. This is not like any other short squeeze you will probably ever see in your lifetime, or at least for a very long period of time after AMC. So really, I think, like I said, it really comes down to what everybody's price target is. So let me know in the comment section what your price target is, so we can kind of align at the same page to draw an even better, more accurate description or price prediction of how high we could go. Because simply, as you guys already know, the shorts will have to be forced to buy back at whatever price we do dictate if we act as a collective group. Now, I do want to turn your guys' attention to what you should do with the Tendies once they are printed. Get into the juicy stuff, and it really comes down to what your personal goals are and what your age is. Because if you are older, if you're say in between 50 and 60, you probably want to play it a little bit more passive. Probably go for dividends. Say you make $1 million, you put that into a 5% yielding dividend portfolio. That will pay you $50,000 just on pure dividends alone every single year, not to mention how much the stock actually goes up in price. If the stock goes down and they keep their dividends, you will still make $50,000 a year. But you also at the same time want to get some level of growth, because you'll still have about 10 years of investing left. But if you are somebody that is like me, I am 22 years old, I would go more into growth, but I don't want to miss out on compounding dividends. So if I make $1 million, I would put about 60% of that into growth. So I would be just going for high yield growth, go for some NEO, some CCIV, go for all these different high growth companies or super growth companies, as I like to invest in with the rest of my portfolio that is not AMC. But I would also do about 40% into high dividend yielding stocks. I'm talking about Abivai, that pays you about a 5% dividend, AT&T, that's about a 6% dividend, Viacom CBS, about a 2.5% dividend, UWMC, about another 2.5% dividend. All of those stocks with some level of growth, some more than others, but you want to get a good dividend yield in between 2 and 7%, but also growth. And just because you are young, do not wait buying dividend stocks. At least have some dividend stocks in your portfolio. Now, I am not a financial advisor or a financial planner or your dad, so do whatever you want. I am not going to specifically tell you what to do, when to buy something, or what to invest in. But that is going to conclude this video. If you guys like this short little video, hit that like button for me, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. And if you guys want to get totally free stock, check out the link down below in the description for public, no deposit necessary, no need to link a bank account. It takes about 3 minutes time. You get your free stock instantly, as well as if you guys are not signed up with Webull, deposit $100 using the link in the description, get 4 free stocks, each of them potentially worth up to $2,400 a piece. And if you guys want to be notified in real time every time a trade is made on AMC or any other stock, check out the link for the buy and sell alerts. We do it all. We day trade, swing trade, longer term options trade, as well as long term investments with stocks, options, and even crypto. With that being said, that is going to conclude this video. I will see you guys in the next one.